welcome to the stream, episode 7.
Yippee!
Let's go. So, let's just go ahead and go off with it. Mostly because I have so many shirts sitting at my feet, because we got so many shirts.
We got a lot of shirts.
So, starting off, I'm just gonna stand up so I can show them better. We got 3 new properties in for Roosevelt's. So the first one is Trick or Treat. So we got this one with Sam's Lollipop. We've got the different masks of the trick-or-treaters. We've got this one with Sam and a bunch of candy. And then the next property we got is FNAF. This is my favorite FNAF design we got because it's just so bright and colorful and fun. So we got this one. We also got one of the the security cameras. I think it's called Night Shift Nightmare. This one's sick. And the last property we got is Gremlins. So we got this one, which is, Midnight Mayhem. Which has all the different boys, including the one that's getting microwaved, which I think is really funny. And then we got this one, which is Grem de la Grem, which is just classic Gremlins print. You got a couple of the funky guys.
We basically really stocked up around Halloween when they had any designs. So you're not going to find a lot of these at other places anymore. They're sold out. So we have a limited stock, and that's all we can get.
Yes.
But we have a lot of them.
Yes. And then we also got an order from American Classics in, and we got a lot of really fun designs, including this Charlie Swan shirt I've got on, which you can't really see because I got my shirt tucked in, but it says, "Jacob, put your clothes back on." And that's one we literally only have 2 left because everybody loves Charlie. But we also got this cool seed of Chucky. I like that this one has Glenn on it, Glenda. Underrepresented queer icon. We got A Quiet Place, which I don't think we've ever had a shirt for.
No.
So that's new.
That's the first.
We got so many Halloween shirts, but I think this was my favorite because it has the film strip, and then the back is like a home movie VHS
Yeah, we have a
tape.
lot more front and back shirts.
Yes. Then another movie we've never had a shirt for, Smile, which I think this one's really cool and more subtle. And then we got some really cool foreign poster shirts in. So we got Carrie. We got Army of Darkness. We got Halloween Spanish.
I love the mineral wash on that one.
Yes.
It's really neat.
We have multiple mineral wash shirts too, especially in Universal Monsters. And Evil Dead 2, my fave.
La Casa 2.
La Casa 2.
La Casa 2.
Yes. La Casa 2. So yeah, that's all the new shirts that we got in. I mean, not even all of them. There's so many more, but that would be insane. And then as far as other new items, these are super fun. We got in some license plate borders. So these are cool. We got the bats, and then we also got, this one was upside down because it's in the package upside down.
Macabre Mobile.
Yeah.
It's like barbed
My
wire,
other car
Elvira.
is the Macabre Mobile.
From our friends at Creepsville.
Yes. And then we also got 2 tumblers. We got a Ghostface tumbler. And we also got one that's just skulls. I like the skulls one a lot because the skulls are a different finish than the cup.
And these are both cold for 24 hours, hot for 12, which is kind of crazy.
And then we got a new Gizmo hat. And it's signed by Gizmo himself.
Yeah.
We also got a new FNAF hat. I like this one because it has the pink checkerboard on the underside. Any hat that has a design on the underneath the brim is, I think, is pretty cool.
These are from Roosevelt, so they're really nice.
And then we also got some more creepy car stuff. So we have a few other car emblems, but this is our new one, which is a little spider web, which Olivia really wanted specifically because it's
Yeah, we got these because I wanted them.
yes. And then for patches, we got a bunch of patches in, but one of my favorites that we got is this little spooky bat. I love the typography on it, and I think it's a cool shape.
Yeah, we got in a lot of our Elvira and Vampira patches.
A lot of patches we've had before but have been out of for a while. are back in. And then the last new item is this Jack Skellington mug, which we posted on our Instagram not too long ago. But yeah, always good to have more Nightmare Before Christmas stuff in. And I think that's all the new items we got.
And then for restock, some stuff that we've gotten back in, just keeping up with the theme, the Elvira belt. This comes in small, medium, and large, extra large. So there's 2 different sizes.
And 2X.
And 2X, yeah. And they're elastic, so they're very, very stretchy.
They went pretty fast last time, so
Yeah.
we're happy to finally have those back.
This is not all of them, but this is just a few of them. But the fabric fans we also have back in. It's getting hot again. These are great to keep in your bag just day to day, but also especially for the parks. These
Yes.
are a lifesaver.
And I think we have a few like Universal Monsters themed ones too. So if you're going to Epic Universe.
We also have this variety pack. I think it comes with 5 different designs of horror character socks. It's like the slashers. And they're crew socks, so they're nice and tall, and they're nice and thick too. And they're only $20 for 5 pairs. The Elvira salt and pepper shaker is finally back. This sold out, which is so funny. It sold out around Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So I'd like to think that everybody's family dinners that they were having, they were all just shaking a boob.
Swapping their pilgrims for Elvira boobs, as everyone should.
And then our last restock is the bride vase. This is actually our display one from the shop. She's so pretty.
Yeah, and we've had multiple people ask for this one because they'll see it with our display, and we haven't had it, but now we have it back.
We
She's
love
back.
it. We'll keep that back for a long
Yes,
time,
yes.
as long as we can get it.
Is that everything?
Yeah, that is all of our restocks.
Okay, sweet. Well, believe it or not, Brian, it's already time for your article.
What?
I know.
What?
I put them into the system, but I couldn't sense your theme. Did you have a theme?
There's not really a
Okay,
theme.
okay.
We have so many different ones in this week, and this is only like a fraction of them.
Yes,
We've
my
really
God.
restocked art. So I don't know that I'll have to pull up the actual list to see the order. Okay, we've got Bela Lugosi as Chandu. I really like this one because I've never seen a restored version that good. Like it has all the little seed bubbles in the crystal ball, which you like usually can't see in like any photo if it's really washed out. So I'm very excited for the restored Chandu photo.
I've seen multiple Chandu things
That's an
around
8 by
lately.
10, yeah. Anyway, just really cool. Next. Okay. Well, this is a Spanish or French. This is a French brain damage shirt by it's a Frank Henenlotter movie. We love Frank Henenlotter, Basket Case, Frankenhooker. So this one has Elmer eating a brain.
Like a brain sundae?
Yeah.
Brain milkshake?
And
There's a straw stuck in
Yeah,
there.
but in a cherry?
if you've seen the movie, that really captures Elmer in this
does.
rendition
I love
of
him.
his gleeful brain consumption. But it's a really nice rendition of brain damage. Next. Creature.
Creature swimming.
Oh, the creature swimming. Yeah, I've only seen really good ones of this before. There's colorized versions of it on the lobby cards, but this one looks better than the others I've seen as a black and white, and I just love seeing them underwater.
I was thinking, I guess I didn't think about them actually taking this, like,
Oh yeah,
underwater.
he could really swim
Yeah.
in that suit with the gloves and everything. Really helped him swim. So they really shot some far off stuff, and it really looked great.
Yeah.
So yeah, our 600th Creature from the Black Lagoon print. There's still more to come, I think, but you guys keep buying them, so we'll keep getting different ones because there are a lot of Creature fans mostly because
He's
it's the
Florida.
best costume design ever. And then, yeah, he's swimming at
He's a Florida boy.
Silver Springs here probably because you can see the little fishies behind him.
Florida man.
All right, next, Death Spa. I'm a sucker for 80s horror movies about spas and gyms, apparently.
About spas.
Yeah. if they're murders at a gym, because you've got the ridiculous 80s horror dress, gym culture. Yeah, he's actually like ripping his chest open. There's a lot of fun kills in Death Spa.
Okay.
This one's amazing.
You'll sweat blood.
Yeah. Does the movie completely make sense? I don't know that the plot really holds together, but
Who cares about the plot?
is it a ghost? Is it the guy?
You ain't
Well, this is
watching Death
obviously
Spa
ghost.
for the plot.
Yeah. But I think I'm trying to think of it, there are more than one 80s gym horror movie. And this is probably the best of them.
Okay.
Okay, next. Food of the Gods.
This rules.
I
This is so cool.
Yeah, what is going
It's an oversight of mine that we didn't have any giant chicken posters. I'm sorry
Yeah, what the heck?
that we went so long without a giant
us.
killer chicken on the cover of anything. This is from an H.G. Wells story from 1904. He wrote a book about these scientists figuring out this food that made things grow giant, including chickens. And then it like gets in the food supply and, you know, people and everything and all kinds of stuff. And then they have to deal with outbreaks of giant chickens and giant mosquitoes, giant all kinds of stuff. The movie's a little different in terms of it's really an ecology, like Nature Revenge one from the 60s, or is it 72? But it's got a great killer chicken on it.
I love the disembodied foot in the back.
Yeah, blood on the beak, really giant chicken foot.
Woman fainting.
It's got it all.
It's got
Yeah, it's got it all. Shotgun
Checking all
versus
the
chicken.
boxes.
I vote chicken. I think chicken's going to beat the shotgun.
Yeah.
Okay, Godzilla. This is from a 1954 movie pamphlet, so it's from the actual Japanese. It's like, you know, kind of like when you'd go to see a play, you get kind of movie boat.
like a
So
playbill.
the fact that it's 1954, but it's color, you know, it's when they color on, it was printed more on paper and they colored all in. And of course, there's not actually a scene where he's holding the woman like that. Who,
Really? That looks so
Who
real.
would be a lot, she'd be a lot smaller actually to scale.
Yeah, true.
So
Wait.
I always like posters where they just like, we need to up it, so let's,
Giant woman.
yeah, let's shove a fainting woman in there.
We love a fainting
Yeah.
woman.
King Kong vs. Godzilla. This is our second King Kong vs. Godzilla poster. This is landscape and really colorful. I think this is from the 62 one and not the 2024 one. Not sure. But, yeah.
I love the
Could be
contrast
either.
on this one.
Yeah, there's so much going on. There you can see the people in the little boats, the city's on fire. The movie's just Kong as a guy in a King Kong suit. So,
Yes.
As it should be.
yeah, versus Godzilla, which is a guy in a Godzilla suit. But yeah, this one, I really like how much they put into the Japanese posters in terms of things flying around. Like there's a subway car above his head.
yeah.
There's helicopters. There's planes. This guy's
Oh, the
freaking
boat?
out. Yeah.
Damn.
So
A lot of stuff.
King Kong vs. Godzilla. We're gonna keep getting Godzilla as long as you guys keep getting it. This one is we're getting some more horror art, like classic art, because it's horror and like the origins of all this stuff. And this one is Albert Dürer, and it's an engraving from, I want to say, 1513. And engravings, they like scratch things into metal, put ink in it, and do it. And then the amount of detail in this is incredible. This is a pretty famous one. Night, Death, and the Devil. This is a knight here, a good Christian guy in a suit of armor, and then the devil trying to tempt it. The devil's behind him with his one horn and like goat hoofs and mismatched body parts.
I love the etchings because there's always so much detail.
There's-
Like even all the way to the background and with the buildings.
Yeah, the dog
Yeah.
and just how much time it would take to etch this one.
Crazy.
And how much discipline. So, yeah, but we'll keep getting like classic horror prints of classic paintings as we move along. And next, okay, I love the idea of the rickety spook houses from carnivals. This one's from Coney Island. This is a photo of Spookorama, was the name of that one. It's much larger. And then this is a photo they took in 1961 with the lights on. So you could actually see a little more of it. And it just looks so rickety and great. They had things jump out at you with axes and
Oh my God.
yeah, the skeleton popped out.
Yeah, when we got
So-
this one, I was like, what movie is this?
Yeah, it's not a movie. It's just the
It's real.
it's the spook house at Coney Island.
Reminds me of Toby Hooper's Funhouse a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're definitely, it looks creepier than a really polished new haunted house
Yeah.
to me.
100%.
Because you're like, something might break and actually kill me. Okay, next we got a few Vampira ones, and this is one from 1954 probably, when the show came out. The guy who took the picture, that's actually him driving the car, the photographer, and she drove around town with this umbrella and just got pictures of people startled by the fact that
She's
there was a
scary.
woman dressed like Vampira. But yeah, it makes me think of our, parasols, and which we do have a Vampira one, I think. Yeah, here's Vampira dancing, dressed as a witch at a 1956 Halloween party. I liked this because this is really 50s to me. The guy with the bongos, it looks like a beatnik. She's definitely doing a 50s dance. Oops.
Save that in my camera roll. real
Yeah,
quick.
I'll save that one in camera roll.
Thank you.
Next we have Vampira at a drive-in
I
diner.
love this one.
Yeah, and you could see the guys behind her just really excited about this because it was a really big phenomenon in like 54, especially in Los Angeles. People really did start to know it was really taken off in 55. We can talk about what happened in the next one, but Vampira was really good friends. The actress who did it with James Dean. They were really close. They hung around a lot. They probably didn't date, but they were really good friends. They might have had a falling out at some point, but got back together. But James Dean died in 55, and like it led to a lot of bad press for her because she's into the occult. She,
Oh my God.
she was actually
A lot of blame was
a
placed
lot
on
of
her.
blame was placed
That's
on her.
crazy, I didn't know that.
She ran off to New York to try to like escape it, and was like staying with Tony Perkins for a while. But then she came back, and Whisper magazine like did a cover story on like she's the witch that put a hex on him
Oh my God.
and killed him, and like so really horrible press. It really was. She had difficulties with the network, but also it was all this bad press that helped ruin it. So this is 1956, the year after he died. At a Halloween party, she's dressed as a witch, and then the guy that she's dating, her boyfriend, is dressed as a dead James Dean.
Wow. Which, honestly, that's a little crazy.
Yeah.
That's wild.
It sent people over the edge.
Understandably.
She had said she could, talk to James and
Oh.
seances and stuff.
Was this like an all press is good press type thing? Or what?
This was an FU to the
yeah.
press.
Okay.
There was clearly that,
Yeah.
and I don't read as much into it in terms of I don't judge it as much because she knew James
She
Dean.
actually knew him,
They were really, and like he almost certainly would have, she's the judge of if he would have thought it was funny.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that got a little lost in it. But there's just so much richness to the story and the characters in Vampira's life. And then the last one, we have her on her show stage.
Iconic.
Yeah, this is a nice 12 by 12. Looks really crisp. And we love Vampira.
Yeah.
So those are not even all, but most of our prints for this week.
Yes. All right. I think that moves us to our next segment, which is going to be the capsule collection. So we do have Epic Universe coming up next month, pretty quick. So we decided to gather only some of our Universal Monsters stuff. We do have some new stuff. Some of those shirts that are up top are new. Most of those are from Rock Rebel. They're really nice quality shirts. And we also got those new coffin bags, which are pretty much brand new. There's a few bags up there that we've had, but are still classic, like the Creature and the Red Frankenstein one. We also have plenty of prints. Brian is always printing stills from Universal Monster movies. And we also have like a coloring book. We still have our bubble wands in for most of the characters. Creature sold out because it's just too perfect to have Creature as a bubble wand. And we have wallets, notebooks. We got a tarot deck. We have a couple plushies, Frank and Drac. And we have a couple figures that are super cool still. And of course, we always have our Roosevelts. We got a couple new designs in for Universal Monsters, including the Mon stickers, which we actually had someone come in today and tell us that that's one that they'd been looking for. And nobody has it, but we have it. And yeah, we have just plenty of stuff. Those shirts up top are really cool. I love the one of Bride on the far right. Just the colors and the composition on that are just so beautiful. But we got pretty much everything. We were trying to get in more Phantom of the Opera stuff because it's the 100-year anniversary. So we have a lot of people asking for Phantom. So I know we have a bunch of prints right now of him.
Yeah, we didn't feature those, but we have new Phantom prints, so maybe next week.
Yes, we love classic Phantom.
And on the Roosevelts, when you're talking, like I said, we had a secret stock
Yes.
hidden away for months. So for Roosevelt, people who love Roosevelts, you're maybe going to be able to find ones that you thought were long gone.
Yes. Okay. We have come to my favorite part of the stream.
Game time!
It's time for the game.
It's time to play games.
So for this stream, we are doing the emoji, guess the horror movie by the emoji game, part 2.
Please play along with us.
Oh no.
So,
It's so much fun.
yes. I'm just going to have you guys, like, you don't have to wait. We'll throw it to the audience
If we can't figure
y'all
it
can't
out.
figure it out. But they're going to be seeing it on the screen, and I'm going to be showing it to you on my iPad. So, without further
ado.
Number 1.
Psycho.
Yes.
No. Put off the screen. Are we on the right ones?
Are you good?
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just seeing something else.
It's
on
just the
screen.
delay.
This. Oh, okay. I know what this is.
What is it?
Basket case.
Yes.
Oh. A Ouija? No?
I think you're
oh,
thinking of the
gosh.
wrong thing.
Yeah. Oh, what is the name of this movie?
It also starts with an O. Chat, this is your opportunity.
Yep.
Help me out. I like
3
know
seconds.
the movie. It's in my head, but I can't think of the name of it.
The light bulb's on me. Okay, what is it?
It is, well, another hint. It's part of a camera.
Oculus?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Next.
Suspiria.
Yes.
Yeah. Misery?
No,
No?
that's a good guess though.
Yeah. Just cutting off a foot. Is it
Saw?
Audition?
Yeah, it's Saw. I was like, I thought that would be as fast as Psycho.
There are a lot of movies that
You know this one, Brian.
Yeah, Brian, you got this one.
What?
You know
Oh,
this.
because it's brain damage?
No.
No. I was about to say we already did it. You guys pinning on me like I've got it, and then I'm
You
like,
got it.
I think
What?
you got this.
What?
Head
Head
exploding.
explode.
I don't know what
Iconic
it
head
is.
exploding.
Okay.
Yeah,
Scanners.
scanners.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jason.
I should have known. Yes, I really should have known.
This one's made by Nick.
I think a few of mine are going to be harder to get.
Tape.
Brian, you definitely know this one.
Is audition?
Mm-mm.
I don't know this one.
Over 18? Yeah, I'm trying to decipher. You got a lot going on.
Tape, TV, camera,
Anybody in the chat
tie.
realm?
Not X. That was a good guess, though.
That is a good guess.
Okay, what is it?
Videodrome.
Video.
Oh.
Yeah.
What was the rope again?
Well, you have to see the movie.
Yeah. There's
But that makes sense, I guess.
yeah, there's bondage and stuff.
Oh, okay.
I made this one too.
It's House of a Thousand
Yeah.
Corpses.
Yeah.
American Psycho.
Yes.
Halloween.
Yeah.
Friday the 13th.
That's the easiest one.
Get him.
It's Blood Rage.
No.
It's Thanksgiving.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fresh?
Okay. No, this is.
No.
No, it's not us.
What's the other one?
Yeah. Get Out.
It's
Yeah.
Get Out.
Sometimes I can't think of names.
I saw you go.
Go ahead.
You know it? Please, I'm a star.
Oh, okay.
Pearl.
Yeah, I should have.
That's one of my
All
favorites.
of these and then the monkey emoji is really funny.
It's the most relevant one.
I'm the worst at this.
I'll give a clue. One of the scariest zombie films ever made, in my opinion, and many others.
Monkey, zombie.
There's a sequel coming out.
It's 28 days.
28 days later, yes, because the rage virus originally
Yeah,
comes from
I was
monkeys.
forgetting the
Oh,
monkey.
yeah.
Yes.
It's been a long time since I've watched that one.
This was a fun one.
No.
The
I
Hills
would've put
Have
it on.
Eyes.
Yes, the hills
Okay.
have eyes.
Troll 2.
Yes! Oh my god!
Oh,
Yes,
Yeah,
Final
Final
Destination.
Destination.
for sure.
I kind of
Guy
mixed some of the
behind-
movies, so it's not a specific one.
oh. Fright Night.
Fright Night. Yes. I like this one.
I'm gonna say Serial.
It's
Yeah,
so
I was thinking that
long.
as well.
Yay. I wasn't sure if that one would read, but I thought that dress looked so similar
It
to something
is,
she'd wear.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's Army of Darkness.
Immediately.
My brother behind the computer. I'm guessing all these. Come on.
That's what I said, but Nick struggled with this
yeah,
twice.
I know.
After already figuring it out. Then the next day I showed it to him and he
All
didn't
right,
know
but
it
I got
again.
like every other one, so I know.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Yeah, there are a lot of space clown movies, so there aren't actually.
I was like,
Sometimes
I only know the one.
I can tell jokes, but then you're like, wait, there could be.
there could be. All right, next.
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, I couldn't
Yes,
figure
it is nope. Okay, this is another Nick.
Crash?
Crash!
Ooh.
That was fast.
See, that's impressive.
Nice.
But only you would have gotten that.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know this one.
Is it
Is
an
it?
it one?
It's it, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, this is the last one.
Lobsters.
Chat, what is happening? Um. I really don't know what this one is. The beers are really throwing me off. You got any guesses?
No, I just keep.
I don't know a lot of mermaid ones other than Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that.
I'm thinking of
Yeah.
Should we
Godzilla
give him a
fighting a
clue?
giant lobster, but that can't be it.
Should we give him a clue?
Clue.
Okay, last year the same director had one of the biggest movies. Loved by most.
Is this the lighthouse?
It's the lighthouse!
Dog.
You're fond of me lobster, ain't
Yeah,
ya?
it took me a second. I was like, the beers are throwing me. And then I was like, I get it. I get it. I get it. I get
Again,
it.
you're making it hard because there's no.
You're
light
fond of me.
in it, or
Yeah,
light-
it's black and
Well,
white. So
there
the colors
is no
really...
lighthouse
Yeah.
emoji,
Yeah.
which I was shocked by.
And that would have been
That's
too
what you were
easy
talking
at that
about
point,
earlier.
though, too. So
It would be too easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah,
That's so good.
All right, that is good.
that is everything we've got for the emoji game this time, guys. That was good.
That was, yeah, those were some good ones.
Hell yeah. All right. So next up, we got our discussion question for the week, which feel free to chime in. Our discussion question is, what non-horror movie should have a horror adaptation, like Bambi the Reckoning or Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey or whatever, except better than that?
What one shouldn't have a horror movie made of?
The problem we were encountering is a lot of the ones we were thinking of already had a horror adaptation of some kind, because my immediate thought was The Muppets. But then I realized it already exists and it's directed by Peter Jackson. It's called Meet the Feebles. Which is basically just The Muppets, because it's the same thing where it's like puppets, but they're in the story, they're actors in like a troupe, except it's horrifying.
There's a lot more drug use and sex.
Puppet STDs, puppet gore, puppet heroin use. Yeah, it's great. It's awesome. So then because I was like, that's kind of already been done. Although I would still love to see like Kermit and Miss Piggy, like more direct, like
Yeah.
one-to-ones.
It's just a normal horror movie, but the actors are Kermit the Frog, Miss Piggy.
Yes. And whatever it is, David DeSmolcha needs to be there because he's a horror actor and he wants to work with the Muppets. So, but my other two ideas were Ratatouille or A Bug's Life, like something that's from the perspective of like a bug or a rat, like a pest, and that's being like hunted and killed.
I don't know. When I was a
Oh.
kid, wait, no, maybe
I
I'm
didn't think
thinking
you were
of-
going there with that.
Yes.
Now I get it.
Yes. So like, because there's the one scene in Ratatouille where his dad has to tell him like, takes him to like the exterminator shop,
Yeah.
and he's like, "This is what they're gonna do to us," and like that's scary. So what
Yeah.
if the whole movie was that?
The whole movie is
Okay.
It's not a horror
Remy
movie,
the
but
rat
what is
running.
that Mousetrap one?
Steamboat Willie?
From the 90s?
The new- oh, you're talking
Mousetrap?
Is it Mousetrap?
Yeah, the one with the
Yeah.
two guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's a very funny movie.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's called Mousetrap.
But yeah, those are my ideas.
Uh,
What y'all got?
yeah, I don't know that I didn't take the time to look to be like, have they done horror ones
Okay.
of this? And because I know actually it's like they had to have, but just because it's in the news, like Snow White.
There is
Yeah.
one coming out.
Yeah, but to do
Yes.
a really good horror it is like just these
There's so much room for it. to
creepy
be
guys
horror.
in the woods.
Yeah.
Scary, dark, unknown woods. An evil witch that's like literally trying to kill you.
Yeah.
But come on, we all want the dwarves to be evil.
Yeah.
Come on.
Come on.
We've
We've
all
all
been
want
thinking
it.
about
We've
it.
all
Yeah.
wanted it.
At least
Yes.
maybe they're nice to Snow White, but
Okay.
mean to other people.
Yeah.
But they've got to kill people.
Yeah. Okay.
I was thinking Toy Story.
Which is what I
And-
said, so you're going to take the floor the whole way.
Oh.
He
Yeah.
also said Toy Story.
What? That's crazy. Yeah, Toy Story. I like, maybe we have different like perspectives on like what it could be, but like I was thinking Sid was always so scary anyways. It was like, what if Sid just like the whole movie was about Sid, and like what if he got Woody? Like what if he got him?
Yeah.
I think it'd be so scary.
I also think there's something there for just the same, like, Toy Story, the same plot, except it's only focused on the toys that got,
that,
like, Frankenstein by Sid.
yeah. Like
Scary.
the
Horrifying.
doll
I'm
head
scared
with the Barbie
already.
legs.
Yeah. I see kids' movies as a real theme here. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's because there's something like
I
they're
mean-
like inherently like good endings and like teaching a lesson, but like what if the lesson was awful?
What if it
actually?
went wrong?
And that's what's been happening lately, like, with
Yeah.
Winnie the Pooh and Bambi.
Steamboat
And,
Willie.
yeah, it's all been, like, mostly,
Popeye, Steamboat Willie.
yeah, kids' media.
Yeah, my other one was Mary Poppins.
So what's the pitch with Mary Poppins?
You know, like, I mean, the plot of the movie is that, like, this family just needs, like, a caretaker for their kids, and they put an ad in the paper, and this mysterious, magical woman just shows up. And they're like, sounds good.
If you've seen the trailer cut with menacing music,
I've not.
yeah, they cut like a trailer for horrifying Mary Poppins and it's the original, and you're like, okay,
Damn.
you don't even need to shoot that much
See,
different.
this is the thing, is, like, a lot of these things just do already exist.
Yeah, doesn't
Like-
exist, but somebody would like made the
Somebody
trailer
thought
of it,
to
yeah.
make her scary. I thought E.T.
Yeah, I thought about E.T. as well.
I almost put that, but I was like, it's kind of already scary.
It is.
scary,
Yeah,
but
it was scary.
but
to
if
watch.
E.T. was like friends with the kid, but also a little
And he, like, blew up
like
everyone's-
Elmer in Brain Damage, kind of, where he's he's eating other people.
Or he, like, pretends to the kid like he can only, like, say a few words, but then he, like, is actually, like, hyper intelligent.
Yeah,
He's
We
like,
get
he's
the
just my
internal
fun alien
monologue of
friend.
E.T. the whole movie.
but I think any movie that just is like, oh, it's so pure and heartwarming, you're like,
What if it was bad?
I want to make it evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we do here.
I wasn't really happy with it, but I thought It's a Wonderful Knife. It's a Wonderful Knife.
Oh yeah, It's a Wonderful Knife. They did that on Last Drive-In
Yeah.
this year.
A little disappointed by the way that they went with it. I think that there's a different take that somebody could
Yeah.
do on that.
Yes.
They just didn't really stick enough to the original plot of It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
But it is also,
That's a good idea.
primed to be even turn more more depressing than the original is
Yeah.
for a period.
Yeah. Okay. Did anyone else have any other ones? Was that kind of what you were
Give it
thinking with
enough
Toy Story?
thought. One thing kind of crossed my mind, but I didn't put too much into it. The animated film Fern Gully.
I love Ferngully.
I just think you could just do a lot of
There's a
crazy
lot of like
shit.
Yeah.
crazy creatures
instead
in
of,
that,
like-
Yeah,
right?
I feel like the same thing with like any sort of those like dark fantasy
Yeah.
sort of films and stuff.
could easily
like could
turn.
easily become horror.
Yeah.
Like just make it a little creepier.
Hell yeah.
Agreed.
The last thing I wanted to go through before we talk about some movies that are coming up is going to be our recently watched horror movies. I've watched a lot of stuff recently. So I watched Infested, which came out I think last year, but it's the French spider movie. That was crazy. I liked it. The spiders look amazing.
Yeah.
I think they're like practical for the first part of it,
Yeah.
and then they're CGI later, and the CGI looks amazing.
But some of them, the big ones, are, I'm pretty sure, practical too.
Wow. Yeah. No, I would believe it because they look crazy.
And there are a lot of spiders.
There are a lot of spiders very quickly. And I think it hits all like the same beats as a typical like bug movie, but maybe it's just like the French like style of it, and I feel like the characters are compelling. It didn't feel like played out.
It's arachnophobia, but what if it were scarier?
For
When
sure.
The stakes were
Yes.
higher. What if you were really almost about to get killed?
Yeah, and like I like that the main character and one of his friends, they're like spider enthusiasts. They're like they love bugs.
Yeah.
And so that angle on it, instead of just being like ew, like instantly, of them having some kind of compassion towards the spiders to begin with, and then having to realize like no, this is a
And it's-
situation where we have to
Then it has like
burn this shit down.
cultural politics in France going on
Yeah.
because of the police and
Yeah.
these people living in like the subsidized housing,
Yes.
and the police aren't really good, but
They get
I
what's
don't know.
theirs.
They're trying to.
Yeah.
Dumb
It's
it all
like
and
in
give
their
them
eyes,
away.
they're doing what they're supposed to be
Yeah.
doing, but then they're letting all these people die.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
yeah, it's a good movie.
I also watched One Cut of the Dead.
Amazing.
which I had
I
been meaning to
love.
watch for ages. And it was amazing, and I had no idea what was going to happen going into it. So if you haven't seen it, just go watch it. It's really good. But the first like 30 minutes are all done in one take, in one cut, if you will. And
It's such a fun
It's
watch.
super fun, and then after that, it only gets more fun. So it was just like a really entertaining, and I need to watch more like Eastern cinema. I also watched The Rule of Jenny Penn, which is a recent
Yeah, I haven't watched that
movie
yet.
with John Lithgow.
I thought the trailer looked so scary.
I was interested because I love John Lithgow, and it had like a limited theater run, but then it just came out on Shudder. But yeah, it's like if you've seen the trailer, it's like old guy with the little like baby hand puppet, and he's like terrorizing the other old people at this like assisted living facility. But really, it's about like just the way old people get neglected, and like people don't believe them and don't listen to them and don't help them. And that was like the real like horror aspect to it, and then everyone's performance is just like incredible. So I thought it was really
I
cool.
just think it's a really good place to put a horror movie.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
it's another, like, you can't escape the old folks' home.
Yes.
You know, it's they
Like, what
can't
are you
get
supposed to
away.
do?
They're not allowed to go. They get stopped. And yeah,
Nobody
Yes.
believes
if
them.
bad things are happening,
Really good
You're
psychological
really stuck.
slow burn.
Yes.
Also on Shudder, just like
Yes.
Infested. Pretty sure exclusive on Shudder.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, this is what Bubba Hotep wishes it was. And then the last thing I watched recently is Bram Stoker's Dracula. It took me this long.
yeah.
It might be my favorite Dracula adaptation I've seen so far. Because the romance.
The romance.
Romance.
The romancing.
It was basically
is
like-
so good.
It's like the opposite end of the spectrum from Nosferatu, where Nosferatu is like disgusting. I mean, it's awesome.
Just pure evil.
Yeah, he's like pure evil, but in Bram Stoker's Dracula, you're kind of like, "Aw, I don't want him to lose. And then they're like, he impaled thousands of people, and you're like, well,
But he's in love.
he's in love, okay? And then the whole movie, I was just like, girl, forget about your boyfriend.
Keanu. How could you forget about Keanu?
Because Dracula.
Yeah. Sorry.
But yeah, it's also just a fun cast. In it, too.
Yes.
Anthony Hopkins.
So many people
I
kept
mean,
showing up.
Francis Ford Coppola,
Yes.
one of the best.
Yeah. So that took me forever, but I was glad I finally watched that one. I do still think that his grandma look was not it. Kind of serving Southern grandma.
I remember dressing up like vampires to go to the Dracula premiere.
That's fun.
Not the big premiere. The premiere in Jacksonville,
Right.
Florida. But
The
yeah,
red carpet.
The red carpet.
putting in our fangs, and we were probably the only ones there. It's done a little more now,
I love that.
but we were very excited to see Dracula.
Did y'all watch anything recently?
I watched Lord of Misrule.
Oh yeah, I think you were telling me about that, or somebody
Yeah,
put it on in here. Maybe
I
you had
liked it.
on.
I really like folk horror, so like that's what caught me.
Oh,
was
yes,
like
yes, yes,
looking
yes, yes,
for a
I remember.
folk
It is
horror
really
movie,
good.
and it's got the guy from The Witch, the father.
He's in everything.
Oh, Ralph Innes.
Yeah,
Yes.
his voice is just so good.
Yeah.
So, and he gets to use
It's
it.
a fun watch. Like,
Yeah.
it's really interesting.
It's what you'd expect or want from folk horror in terms of the atmosphere, and it's just the British folklore being crazy and their May Day celebrations just being a little weird with the characters they have in
And
costumes
the
and
creature
how
in
scary
it
they
is
are.
really cool.
Yeah, but it's not perfect. Like the husband in it was completely unnecessary.
Yeah.
You could have just take him out of the plot because
Many
he's
such
worthless and
cases.
he's not worried enough about the kid missing.
Yeah. No.
But
It
the-
is visually stunning too.
It's
Like,
visually
it's
stunning.
Very beautiful movie.
and then eventually the atmosphere once again in horror where you can't escape when you really like it's just her. You're very to be like that would be terrifying. And then the nice twist at the end of not truly a twist but the reveal of the creature. It's a fun one. I like folk horror. I always want more of it, so I was happy to watch. And it's from like 2 years ago or something.
Cool. Yeah, I should check that out.
Did
Are
you
you-
watch it?
Yeah, I watched something much, much older from 1922 called The Phantom Carriage. Heard of it?
Mm-hmm.
Haunting, beautiful film, silent film. Pretty much a lot of the film was actually inspired some scenes from The Shining and other filmmakers. It's pretty much about this abusive, alcoholic father that just wronged his family his whole life. And then I think it's on New Year's Eve, the Reaper comes, takes him for a ride and shows him all the things he did wrong.
Ooh.
And it's just like a haunting tale. Bergman
Yeah.
was inspired by it, you know him, I'm sure, like pretty much Swedish Kubrick, one would say. But yeah, it's you definitely doesn't really hold your hand because it's from 1922.
Right.
But if you want to watch pure art and see cutting edge for the time special effects, that's the one.
Cool.
Where
And
it all started.
This weekend's last drive-in, so Friday, it'll be on Shudder. I don't know, tonight or tomorrow. That you can start watching. They played The Intruder. If you've ever seen The Intruder, 1980s in a grocery store, but it has Ted Raimi, it has Sam Raimi acting, it has Bruce in a little part, but I'd forgotten how good the kills were in,
I always
in The
remember seeing the
Intruder.
art for that one.
It's a small, it's not a high budget movie, but then the director just doing the most crazy things with the camera, tons of POV shots from inside shopping carts and phones and stuff. But then the
Oh,
kills are just because Greg Nicotero was doing it,
Oh,
because he was also part of these guys out of Michigan that
Yeah.
K and B.
all made it in Hollywood somehow, and all knew each other.
Yeah.
So Greg Nicotero was doing the effects, and like, yeah, I think I could saw that guy's face in half, and
me 3
it looks
hours.
glorious. Yeah. So it's a fun one. Check out Shudder, watch The Intruder,
Yes.
watch Joe Bob.
And I saw Death of a Unicorn. It's exactly what you expected to be from the trailers. A lot of fun
I'm so excited to see
performances
that one.
and some fun kills and stuff.
Yeah, it looks great. All I needed was somebody to say it holds up, it doesn't disappoint, and I'm like, I'm there.
Yeah. Are you watching it?
Unfortunately, no. All of my recent watches are not horror.
Man, bro. All right. Well, then the last thing I have for the stream is going to be some upcoming movies. So these are all movies that are going to come out.
April is stacked.
Yes, between now and our next stream. Our next stream is going to be April 19th because April 20th is Easter, so we will not be here. So, first one is Marshmallow. It comes out on April 11th. It's going to have a limited theater release. The synopsis: when a once fabled campfire tale becomes real, a group of campers uncover a profound secret that questions their very existence. So I read that this one is going to be kind of like a deeper take on like a campfire slasher
Yeah.
kind of like fun thing, but that it was like surprisingly emotional. Next is Sinners, which I'm sure we've all heard about or seen the trailer for.
I'm so excited.
April
for this
18th. This is
one.
going to be like it's not Western really, but kind of.
It's like American Gothic.
Yes.
Sort of.
Michael B. Jordan. Trying to leave their troubled lives behind, twin brothers return to their hometown to start again, only to discover that an even greater evil is waiting to welcome them back. Trying to leave their troubled lives. Oh, that's it. I copied it twice. Yes. I liked it so much, I wrote it twice. Because Michael B. Jordan's in it.
We saw the trailer for this one and it looks
Yes.
so good. Like, I cannot wait for this
Yes.
one.
The next is The Death of Snow White. So that's the one I was saying. There is one coming
yeah.
out.
Okay.
April
Didn't know.
18th to a limited theater. I don't know if it's coming to streaming or not, but I assume. Hunted by her evil stepmother, Snow White must overcome the horrors of the dark forest and make unlikely friends with 7 murderous dwarves.
I didn't know this was coming out.
In this
but,
dark retelling
yeah.
of the classic fairy tale.
I'm not shocked that somebody's like, yeah, we've got to come out with a Snow White
Yes.
horror film right around the same time.
And I
So,
guess you were right, because they do want to see their dwarves be murderous.
Yeah.
is this made by the Asylum or is it better? No.
And then the last one, actually, that will come out from before our next stream is It Feeds, which is also going to have a limited release. A young girl insists that a malevolent entity is feeding on her, and her anguished father desperately struggles to protect his own daughter. To save the girl before she is consumed completely, a clairvoyant therapist must confront her own personal demons. A lot going on that one.
Clairvoyant therapist.
Yeah, I was like, okay, the father, and then it's like, no, actually, it's about the clairvoyant therapist. Interesting. We'll have to see. And then the only other one I have on here is going to come out shortly after our next stream, which is Until Dawn. That one confuses me because it is based on the game, but it's not the plot of the game. But it is basically like every time they die, they have to reset the day and go back. So kind of like a Groundhog Day situation, except each day the threat is like different. So they're trying to survive all these different scenarios. So that's everything that's going to come out. And I think that's pretty much all we got for the stream today, except for our discount code. So if you are here, the discount code is going to be active from tonight until midnight. Our discount code tonight is Monster Mash because we showed off all of our cool Universal Monster stuff. So you can go ahead and use that on our website, atomichorror.com, now until midnight for picking or ship up.
Picking or ship up.
Ship up.
Picking or ship up. Other than that, thanks for coming and
It's
watching.
also a reminder to subscribe
Yes.
to our newsletter. It comes out on the first of every month. This month, we had a super fun interview. We talked with Patrick Bryce, who is the creator of
Creator, director, writer.
all of it.
Of Creep.
In it. He's in it.
Yes, actor.
He's in Creep 1, 2, and Creep Tapes.
Which has been renewed for season 2. And it's like one of our most watched, one of my most watched things for sure. Ours.
We put it on in the shop all the time.
Yeah.
It was super cool to get to talk to him about Creep Tapes and get some insight on some stuff that we've just been curious about in general.
I had to restrain myself
Yeah.
from asking
We're
too
sorry,
many questions.
Patrick Bryce.
But yeah.
Subscribe to that. You can subscribe on our website, down at the bottom of the website. That will also send you a welcome email if you miss the first. And on that welcome email, you can get a link to all of the past issues.
Yeah, and we're putting more in the newsletter,
Yes.
like all the time, so it's kind of growing.
Yeah.
I wrote a
Evolving
terrific
all the
review
time.
of
Yes.
Honeymoon of Horror.
No, that was actually
It
fascinating.
was it was good.
It's very much like my art takes, where I just go off on a tangent about a guy's house
Yes.
in Coconut Grove, Florida,
Yeah.
and it's fascinating. And that's, yeah, it's not even half the story about the characters in that movie.
No,
But
you had to hold yourself
Yeah.
back. Getting too long.
yeah, mediocre movies with great stories
Yes.
connected to them. That's what I like.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Well,
All right. I
thanks
think that's
for
everything.
tuning in.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching after.